thing for them to not be able to step up in this moment. Just what about your team has the ability to step up in moments like this?
I think Game 7s are players' games, right? We're at Game 94 this year. There's not much coaching. We've been doing it for 93 games coming in. There's nothing new. There's no tactics. None of you are going to listen to me on this, but I would caution you from applying or assigning you guys are going to do it anyway. Those games are so tight. The emotion, the build up to the games, right? Like when we score the first goal, we own the first 10 minutes of the first period. They own the second 10 minutes. That's it. Both teams were. If you flip it, you'd say, "Oh, they came out right." Well, we came out right. They found the answer to come back at us. That's the truth, right? We scored a goal, and then we got those two, and it's just a puck to the net. It's not. It's so much closer than you think, but you're going to kill these guys, and they don't deserve it. That's 7 games, and we played well. I didn't like our first period in Game 1. We played well in the 2 losses. We played well in Game 6 and got beat. That's how tight it is. So that's how I feel about it. I mean, the margin for error is small, right? Before the puck drop tonight, there were 5 teams in the NHL left. 5. All of them capable of winning. Puck went our way tonight, that's it.
That being said, Matthew Tkachuk said earlier today, this team is built for Game 7s. How is that? And how do you create a team that is built for these situations?
If the core foundation of your game is the simplest things, it doesn't matter how your hands feel, it doesn't matter how your body feels, it doesn't matter how well you execute, if it's how comfortable you are in hard situations, then you have a chance, right? But it starts in training camp for us. It's a grinder. This is a grinding season for us, not just because the games we played. Our schedule was abusive. But that turned out to be the right adversity that we would need to play that. We talk about Game 7 in training camp. Want to play a style of game that gives us a chance to win tonight? Give us a chance to win tonight.
Oh, Paul.
Usually you're the last question, Ken.
Yeah, I know.
You beat me down to...
Paul, did you contemplate challenging the
Yeah.
goalie interference? Because I can see why you might not, because then if you lose and they score, it's 3-1.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, Seth would have had a hat trick. So I'm wondering just what was
Oh,
going
that
through
part I had no idea.
Yeah.
Seth, we don't care about hat tricks. Gadge had a goal tonight, though. We care about that.
But did you contemplate?
No. I've
challenging?
got like all the guys on the end of that kind of earpiece. You're watching it. In the regular season, I might have, but there is a context. I don't really consider the context in the regular season. It's just whether I think it's goalie interference or it's not. But in that, the call on the ice was goalie interference, and it was Seth's foot that propelled the stick that propelled the puck. I just didn't think we were getting the call back. If I was on the other bench, I would expect not to have that be a good goal. I think that it doesn't matter whether we argue whether the call was right. I think they made the appropriate assessment, and I didn't think we were changing that. And the number one rule in coaching is do no harm. I wasn't going to do that to our team.
Paul, Eetu, 4 points in the game against Tampa to clinch that series, 3 points tonight. Just what's it been like seeing a guy like him who he's giving you defensively to start getting some stuff on the offensive end and being able to maybe get his name out there a little bit, being able to produce the way that he has so far.
How many years does he have left on his contract?
3.
Yeah, he's been lucky. Oh, he's got 3 years left? Oh, he's a good player. Like, yeah, you guys won't like hearing this, but there's a Brad Marchand effect there. There is, and that's Lundell scored tonight. A roll off the slot hole, and he's affected those guys in such a positive way about thinking about the game and the small area plays, and felt those two young guys had it in them, but the role that I gave them stunted them. I don't want to let them do that. Every puck deep, all that stuff, on it and above it, get it deep, put the puck at the net. There's not a lot of creativity in the way that I coach, right? It's pretty simple. Brad comes in and says, hey, we can do all those things, but we can also make some plays around here, fellas. And so it starts in practice, right? They start close supporting small area plays, and there's some hands there. Lundell, I think we knew because he scored 18 as a rookie, but Eetu, he's got some pretty good hands. Like he missed on one in Game 6. There's a 2-on-1 that he brought the puck back on, and he was just late getting it off, but it's there for him. Unless he was in his last year, in which case he's just lucky. Not yet. It's coming, though.
Paul, you said before you love when Jonah's in the lineup. Obviously, he was a healthy scratch during last year's run. What did it mean to see him get in the lineup during the series and then just have a moment like he had tonight, that big goal?
Well, it's not a hunch to put him in. He's earned it. Like at the end of the season prior, the idea would, if he could get a half step quicker, he scored 46 goals in major junior. That's real. He's got some hands on him, and he can shoot a puck a ton. And we just, in the role that he's in the minutes that he plays, there's a tendency to not get faster. You just don't play enough, right? So it's hard skates at the end. Anyway, he did what he needed to do. So that line, which for me was the difference in the series for us, if you're looking for an inflection point, is that line coming in? Then they scored, right? Gadj gets the tip-off nose in the one. Greersy gets one. Gadj gets a big one tonight. They have in their game our identity, the way we want to play. So, and everybody loves the guy, right? Like he's got twins. Everybody loves Gadj. He takes care of everybody. He fights for them. Those goals are the big ones.
Paul, on Brad Marchand, you traded for him 10 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Coached against him for a long time. You knew of him. What do you know now that you did not know about him?
What I didn't know is what Gregory Campbell did is his incredibly positive spirit. Guys that are vocal and intense sometimes will get up and down your bench screaming at your bench, right? They just get so wired in the game, and he never does that. It's always positive. It's always stay in there, hang in there. That was great. So good. So we get these two young, especially Lundy, young guys playing. It's bordering on legendary status at this point. And he's pumping their tires, and he's just like every day excited. It's his personality that I didn't know. He's moved into the Matthew Tkachuk, like hate them. That's a horrible word, but it's close. And then they get here and go, you're the exact opposite person that I thought you were. He's just a wonderful human being.
Paul, you've coached here. You know what it's like. When you're coaching against this team, is there a moment where you understand, or you know, or you feel like you know that you've got them?
Like never behind the bench, right? It's whatever it was, 5-1, 6-1, and it's 4:30 on the clock, and I'm running Barkov off the bench because I know the goalie's coming. We get like a 4-4. Yeah, no, that day doesn't come. What's great for the league is hard for the Toronto Maple Leafs and their players, right? The passion for the Toronto Maple Leafs, the scrutiny that these men are under is why everybody else gets paid so much. It's a driver. But there's a cost to it, and for them, there's a challenge. Yeah, you can hit one out of the park here, and then you're never buying lunch for the rest of your life, right? But there's a cost for these guys, for their families. When you lose a game like this, it's going to be rough on them, and you're going to go through a whole bunch of things that aren't wrong, but they're wrong because they lost. This is a good team. This is a much better team than we played 2 years ago. Much better. it's a much better team than we played 23 years ago in the conference final. This team is in that group of teams like ours. Like there's maybe 11 this year, then there's 8 that they have a chance, and that's one of those teams. So you're going to assign a whole bunch of character flaws that just aren't true. All right then.